So, you are thinking about moving to Kansas City and wondering what you need to know to fit in with the locals. Hi, I'm Rach the Realtor, a licensed agent in both Kansas and Missouri, and don't worry, I've got your back. For example, a lot of people that move to Kansas City know that the Kansas City Chiefs NFL team is a big deal, but they don't quite understand the extent. I have had clients move to Kansas City and I check in with them the first week or two after they get started at work or school, and they go, Rachel, I had to run out and buy red clothes because I didn't know that everyone else was going to be wearing red and I would stick out like a sore thumb. It is such a thing, so don't worry, I'm here to fill you in on everything you need to know about being a Chiefs fan. And hey, if you're a Swiftie and just joining on the Travis and Taylor train, come on aboard. We welcome all the bandwagon fans to Chiefs Kingdom. Let's go. So you may know of the Chiefs as a super successful, Super Bowl winning, MVP having franchise, right? That's the recent Chiefs that we've all known and loved. But that has not been the Chiefs that has been around for the history of the franchise. But before we get to the history, let's talk about the recent success. Since Patrick Mahomes has become a Kansas City Chiefs, the Chiefs are a playoff regular. They are in every year and usually the top seeded or one of the top seeded teams hosting all of the playoff games at their home stadium, Arrowhead Stadium. They have appeared in 3 Super Bowls and won 2 as of this recording, and have been a dominant force in the NFL. Not only is Kansas City buzzing with hype all around the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and head coach Andy Reid, but really the whole country and especially the football world has been all about the Chiefs since Patrick Mahomes has come to town. The Chiefs' recent success is not the only time they've made waves in the National Football League. In fact, they were one of the very first teams to start this whole thing we know as professional football in America. The current owners of the Kansas City Chiefs are the descendants of Lamar Hunt. Lamar Hunt is a super famous name in the sports world in both soccer and football, and he was the founder of the Dallas Texans football team. He moved the team to Kansas City in 1963, and they have become a huge part of the culture here. Another historic tidbit about Lamar Hunt that most Kansas Cityans know is that he was the guy to coin the name Super Bowl. Super Bowl is a term that came from Lamar Hunt, the original founder of the Chiefs. Other famous historical Chiefs names you might want to know if you're out and about in Kansas City: Tony Gonzalez, who was the tight end of all tight ends before we had Travis Kelce; Lynn Dawson, the original Super Bowl winning Chiefs quarterback; Derek Thomas was a fan favorite defensive player; Dick Vermeil and Marty Schottenheimer, 2 of the names of previous head coaches that Chiefs fans loved. As you can imagine, with that much history behind us, Chiefs football is a huge part of Kansas City culture. The culture around the Chiefs is such a huge deal. So one major thing you need to know, I mentioned earlier, is when to wear red. When is everyone wearing red in Kansas City? So you're not the only one at the grocery store not wearing Chiefs gear. It is Red Fridays, which are the Fridays before a Chiefs game. And then, of course, any day that there is a game. And truly, during football season, you can get away with wearing Chiefs gear pretty much any day of the week, especially once the playoffs roll around. Most workplaces in Kansas City actually have an exception for their work attire on Fridays so that their staff can dress more casually to accommodate the Red Friday Chiefs gear kind of culture we have all around the city. When there's a big moment with the Chiefs, whether it's the beginning of the season, the playoffs, a big home game, you'll see lots of red all around town, not only in gear. Kansas City is famous for our fountains. We are the second most fountainous city in the world, if that's a word, and they actually dye those fountains red when there's a big moment with the Chiefs. You'll also notice in the skyline around town, there's red across all the buildings. They'll put the Arrowhead logo across the side of some of those buildings. So that's all part of the hype and the fun and the culture that surrounds the Kansas City Chiefs. Another huge part of Chiefs fan culture is tailgating. The tailgate scene is literally world famous. In fact, at a recent Chiefs game I went to, I had some friends that were there from out of state, and said they were up late in their hotel room, like Googling what happens at a tailgate. What do we do at a tailgate? What do we need to bring? It is a whole thing, and it is so fun. I'm going to paint the picture for you. So say the kickoff for the game is at 7 p.m. There will be people lined up waiting to pull into the parking lot at the stadium before the sun even rises that day. Then they'll party in line until they finally open those gates and let them drive in. When they drive in, people are popping up tents, people are raising flagpoles, setting up grills, tables, chairs, cornhole. A whole hole is set up just for a few hours of tailgating. The real diehard fans actually have buses, old school buses, different kinds of buses that they've painted red and haul all their friends and all their tailgating equipment into the stadium in. When you pull in, you can literally smell the charcoal grills burning everywhere. It smells so good. There's like electric energy in the air. People are out mingling, hanging out, having beverages, having food, playing catch with the football, just getting excited for the game. Some people really even go just to tailgate and then don't even go into the game because they enjoy that part of it so much. There's all kinds of food at Chiefs tailgates. Most people grill like hot dogs and hamburgers. Some people have food catered in like barbecue. If it's a morning game, you'll see people like grilling omelets on their blacktops. So it is super fun. And if you have the opportunity to go to a Chiefs game, you absolutely must find a group to tailgate with beforehand. So it might seem silly to talk about the Chiefs in terms of Kansas City culture, but it is truly not just a football team in Kansas City. Kansas Cityans, even those that aren't diehard sports fans, still rally around the team as kind of a community-driven force. It's something that we can all unite over despite our differences. So if you are relocating to Kansas City, you will want to immerse yourself in Chiefs culture, whether you adopt them as your team or not. And if you are thinking of a move to Kansas City, I would love to help you out. I'm Rach the Realtor, here giving you the scoop on all things Kansas City. So please reach out, let's get connected and make you right part of Chiefs Kingdom. See you next time.